just so you can see how it works. So this is a new thing that I'm putting on my site. Please watch the whole video if you're going to order it, because I'm going to point out some pros and cons. It's going to Twist and Shout. I didn't want to bring my filbert because the filbert is very big, and although the Legenda is small, it's heavy, but it's small. So you can fit it under your seat, you can put it in a backpack. So I decided not bringing my filbert, I'll bring the Legenda. But the problem is I can't bring a table like that. That won't fit under the seat. Having it on a chair would be too low. So I was trying to come up with a solution. And this is my solution. Might not fit everyone, but it actually worked really well all weekend long in classes and jam rooms. It was easy enough to take apart and put back up that I was doing it between classes, which was pretty cool. So let me show you. Okay, so what it is, it's a hook. Sorry about that. I mean to replace that, but kids aren't complaining yet. And what is the hook for? Get the hook. It's a marker caddy. It fits over the stand, and you're like, that's really a lot bigger than my other marker caddy. Yeah, well, that has to be able to hold the Legenda, dun dun dun, on that hook. Okay, so what I do, and I'm going to do this with one hand, and as I said in previous videos, if I can do it with one hand, you can do it with two. And you put that little thing right in there. If you notice down below the button, it's actually off center, and that is so the button doesn't press against the rail. Not that it would be a problem, but it would just turn it on. And then, okay, so this is how it sits. So some pros and cons. Pros, that's it. That's all I need. Okay, it sits there. I didn't have a problem. I'm gonna actually try it this weekend at real jobs, because being able to do 160s at half size by stretching is a big pro to me. Adding cute little details. Didn't even realize that was a bonus with a Legenda. It still has the light on the front, still holds the markers. Let me talk about the cons. One con is, this is a major con, is that the center of gravity for your cart is now really high. Because you have a bunch of weight right here. That means if someone runs smack dab into your cart, your Legenda is going to fall. So you kind of have to, this is not for people that don't have a control over their environment. If you would be afraid of that, don't get it. I'm not responsible if you drop your Legenda. I've really beefed up that hook really well. I don't see that hook breaking. Okay, so I don't know what's going to happen here. I'm going to hold on to this side, and I'm going to pull on this side and see what breaks first. I have a feeling. Okay, I'm actually using all my might here. You can actually see. Okay, this ain't breaking. This part here isn't breaking. Still not broken. That's, yeah. Oops. I'm crushing it before the hook actually breaks. Let's one more time, see if I can actually break it. Yeah, that's not going to break. Like, you could drive over it with your car, sure, certainly, and break, but it's not just going to fall apart. The downside of this is if someone hits your cart and the tipping point, so you can see, once again, I only have one hand, the tipping point is about, that's where it's going to start falling. So versus if you didn't have the Legenda on it, oops, not as hard to do, not as easy to do with one hand. If you didn't have the Legenda on it, the tipping point is a lot further back, right about there. Okay, so that's the downside of it, is it brings the center of gravity a lot higher. Something I personally do is I personally keep balloons down in the bottom. I don't, so there's always weight down there. I don't know if that's common, but that's what I do. That way I've always, because I don't have the biggest Aloha bag. I got an Aloha N, and it looks streamlined on my cart. Let's see. Nothing really to see from this side. You can see how that sits there, and it is off-center on purpose so that the button isn't touching the rail. I don't think it would actually be a problem if it was touching the rail. What I was finding with earlier versions is when you put it on, it would turn it on, but not like that's the end of the world. That's what you want to do anyways. So that's the Legenda marker caddy, Legenda hook with marker caddy. It's gonna have a flashlight holder. It only works on the zucas that have that handle. Let me show you that handle. Once again, we're gonna take this off with one hand, which isn't easy. So this is the caddy itself. Let's pull it off. It fits on this Zuca Sport. I think there's another name that goes with it. Handle. If there's not enough room for your markers to sit here, it's not really going to work for you. There is no universal adapter that can work with other bag setups. The reason why is that I need this to be very sturdy. This is what makes all this happen, is this is hooked up to the big heavy cart. It's possible I might do something for like the golf, but I don't personally have a golf or even access to a golf. I merely have a golf handle, that's all. So it would take a lot of shipping and testing by other people, which I'm just not up to paying for shipping for something I might make 3 of and not use myself. If I get a golf, guess what? I'll build myself a Legenda golf caddy. I don't know if it works with any other pumps. I don't have any other electric pumps. I got that one. If anyone wants to send me free ones, I'll make stuff if I get free devices and free carts. But none of y'all are in cahoots with the Zuca Corporation and maybe some pump companies, but so that is how it works. Let me show you again. And if I can do it with one hand, you can do it with 2. So that is it. It's going to come in a few colors. It's made of PET G, which is a considerably more difficult material to work with, but a lot stronger, a little bit more flexible than PLA. And there you go. Thank you.